Hello students, how are you all? I hope you are fit and fine. Children, as you all know, this is your value education class and we are going to study on the topic being a truth seeker. As in our previous video and class, we have discussed about that. We have discussed about the qualities of truth. So children, today's topic is also based on the truth seeker. Okay, so as we have discussed how to become a truth seeker, today we will see in this video about many truth seekers all over the world. We will discuss about that, and I will show you the PowerPoint presentation of Ramakrishna Mission Society, and in that we will discuss, we will see that how many personality had followed the path of truth. So children, let's move in the PowerPoint presentation. We will see PowerPoint presentation, and after that we will come to the conclusion of that how the great personality inspire us. So children, let's see. Now our first scientist, and you can say that was a great person. He wanted to know about, I want to know how God created this world. Only his thoughts, the rest are details. So children, here you can see Albert Einstein, scientist. As we have discussed in our previous video, that by experiment, by seeking, by getting the evidence, or by our scientific attitude, we can come to the conclusion that this thing is true, this object is true. This is our scientific approach. Because we have discussed this in our previous videos, and that videos already we have seen many times that we will become a truth seeker. How can we become a truth seeker? Because of our scientific approach, searching for evidence and proof. And how can we get this, how can we become a truth seeker in our day-to-day life? As we have discussed in our previous videos, children, that in day-to-day life, before giving to anyone blame, or we just put allegation, before we must think about that whether this information is correct or not. So children, if we want to tell anyone guilty or announce anyone guilty, before that we must have some proof. Otherwise we can't tell anyone, we can't prove anyone as guilty. So these things we have already discussed, and we are sharing here that great truth seekers all over the world, and this is Albert Einstein is one of them. So children, as you all know children, Albert Einstein was a German-born theoretical physicist, widely acknowledged to be one of the greatest physicists of all time. Einstein is the best known for developing the theory of relativity, but he also made important contribution to the development of the theory of the quantum mechanics. So children, here you can see Albert Einstein. He wanted to know that how God created the world. So he was one of them, a great truth seeker. Now children, here you can see Srinivasa Ramanujam. As we all know, he was a great mathematician, and he said that an equation has no meaning for me unless it expresses a thought of God. So everything, whatever he explained, whatever he invented, whatever he searched, that was only and only the truth, or you can say in the other word, God. As we have seen his quote that an equation has no meaning for me unless it expresses a thought of God. So this is the one of the example of truth seeker in mathematics. So here you can see that science we have already seen, because of the truthfulness, because of the curiosity to know the truth, they can able to find the correct thing. Now here you can see mathematician Srinivasa Ramanujan also wanted to know the truth. That is why he said an equation is nothing for me unless it expresses a thought of God. As you all know children, Srinivasa Ramanujan was an Indian mathematician who lived during the British rule in India. Though he had almost no formal training in pure mathematics, he made a substantial contribution to the mathematical concept. And here you can see Ramanujan, an intuitive mathematical genius. Ramanujan's discoveries have influenced several areas of mathematics, but he is probably most famous for his contribution to the number theory and infinite series. So children, he is also one of the great truth seeker. Now children, we are going to talk about art and literature. And this is Walt Whitman, poet, and he said, in every moment of darkness and light there is a miracle. So here children you can see, if we will see in the literary aspect, so we can see that everything in the nature, everything in surrounding, we can see the God's presence. The God's presence everywhere, because God has created all the universe. So that is why Walt Whitman always observed that God is everywhere, and that is why he said, in every moment of darkness and light there is a miracle. The nature, for the common people, for the common human being, it is impossible to imagine, because scientifically we can justify the thing that day and night is a very natural thing in science. But if we will see from the eye of the literature and the poetry, so we can see that it's a miracle for the poet. The beauty lies in that. So children, this is the beautiful thing, that if we will see this miracle every day, it's a God gift for us that we can able to see the sun every morning. And as you all know, children, sun is a source of energy and moon gives us calmness and peace in the night. So children, these are the miracles. The universal body, or you can say celestial bodies, are miracles for everyone, because it is not a common people or common man deed. It's a great and great Creator's creation. That is why Walt Whitman said that these are the things miracle for us. Every single day he just hypnotized by the beauty of nature. And its miracle is, you can say, beyond his imagination. So that is why Walt Whitman always believed in truthfulness. Now children, if we will talk about, or you can see, we will see the example of truth seeker, an Indian, the great Mahatma Gandhi, father of the nation, social and political leader. And he said, I worship God as truth only. I have not yet found him, but I am seeking after him. As his saying, you can understand that I worship God. He worshipped God as truth. एक सच की तरह उन्होंने ईश्वर की आराधना करी. I has not yet found him. उन्होंने उसको पाया नहीं. But I am seeking after him. He was curious about God. He was curious about loyalty. He was curious about honesty. He was searching God everywhere. But he could not able to find, or he was not able to meet God. But the thing he discovered, that he continuously he just searched, and continuously he became a disciple of God. He was searching everywhere. That was the beauty of his nature. Mahatma Gandhi was a great leader, and he inspired many lives. Children, and today also, we are getting inspired by the Mahatma Gandhi and his vision. Children, and he was a truth seeker. He was a great truth seeker. Now children, here you can see Jaykrishnamurti, teacher and philosopher. In religion we can see, he said, truth is the real God. It needs a rich mind, rich not with knowledge but with innocence. Jaykrishnamurti said this. Truth is the real God. As we believed that truth is God, children. God is truth. If you know God, the God will deliver you. So children, here Jaykrishnamurti said, truth is the real God. There are so many gods we are worshipping, but children, truth is the real God. सच ही ईश्वर है, सत्य ही सुंदर है, सत्य ही ईश्वर है. And it's need a rich mind, rich not with knowledge but with innocence. सिर्फ शिक्षाओं से ही, सिर्फ नॉलेज से ही ये पूरा नहीं है, ये रिच नहीं है, but with innocence, with humbleness, it is filled with humbleness. ट्रुथ में एरोगेंस नहीं होता, ट्रुथ में हम्बलनेस होती है. यही तो ब्यूटी है ट्रुथफुलनेस की. So he searched in religion also, and he found, and he declared truth is the real God in religion also. So Jaykrishnamurti, leader and philosopher, he announced that truth is the real God. It's need a rich mind, rich not with the knowledge, but with innocence. Now here children you can see, and there are many more truth seekers in all the fields of life children. As you can see, in science, Stephen Hawking, Isaac Newton, J.C. Bose. In mathematics, Descartes, Gauss, Euler, Aryabhatta. In poetry, literature, arts and music, Aurobindo, Rumi, Rabindranath Tagore, William Wordsworth. In national public life, they are all truth seeker children. Martin Luther King, he nailed. And here Nelson Mandela, as we have discussed about him in the previous video. Abraham Lincoln. In religion you can see Sant Tukaram, Guru Nanak, Saint Augustine of Hippo, and many more children. They were real hero children for us, and they were really truth seekers. We can't deny. Because of their great achievement, we can able to understand that they searched, they reached their destination. This is the beauty of their deeds. Now children, as we have searched and we have discussed 8 sessions, so today we are going to review of our 6 universal possibility that we have discussed. So that was first was being heroic, as we have done that be courageous all the time and never lose hope. So this is called courageous or being heroic. And here we have discussed about being heroic, that we just take a stand against any मिसहैपनिंग, और अगर किसी के साथ कुछ सताव होता है और वो इतना कमज़ोर है कि वो स्टैंड नहीं ले पा रहा है, यू शुड स्टैंड beside him and be acting with the honesty and integrity irrespective and consequences. Now by keeping the commitments we make, by choosing to obey. So these are the things we have discussed. And in what way are each of the following people being heroic? So here we are having a checklist, that on the basis of that we will see that how many examples we have seen, that Madhvi breaks her mother's favorite vase. She knows her mother will be very angry, but she goes to her mother and apologizes, telling her what was happened. Yes, this is true, and this is honesty despite. And now here you can see Sajid loses all his money and his house in a business crisis, yet he doesn't lose hope. He decided to rebuild his life. So this is courage to face challenges. Chitra is unwell, yet she goes to play the final school match because she doesn't want to let her team members. So this is, you can say, keeping commitments. Now here Kapil, rather fathers tell him to quiet in front of the grandfather, even he insults him in anger. Kapil doesn't understand why his father is telling him this, yet he controls himself and does what he is told because he respects his father's wisdom. So, this is also you can see choosing to obey. Now, Sushma was in the organization learned for the school function, organizing a team for a school function. Other used this as excuse to escape from the school work, but Sushma has determined to manage both activities and do them well, even in a meant more effort. So, this is also keeping commandments that we have already discussed in our previous video, children. Okay. So, children, these things we have discussed, and here we have already done the checklist. On the basis of that, we can understand that in which situation the person is performing. So, we have to tick on that because this shows their wisdom, this shows their courageousness, and this shows their obedience, this shows their patience. So, children, we have discussed today lots of things about truth seekers and about what we have already done to being heroic. So, that was also a universal possibility we have discussed in our previous videos and sessions. So, children, today we are going to conclude this session with the hope that you will continue your curiosity to search the truth. Okay, children? So, we will meet again in our next video. Till then, bye-bye and take care of yourself.